Hello, hello. This is lesson 8.4. For this lesson, you will need your chapter 8 notes, a pencil, and a calculator. The objective of the lesson is to calculate the payment to interest, payment to principal, and new balance of a loan. There's going to be 3 steps to do this. But first, let's look at the vocabulary word, repayment schedule. A repayment schedule shows the distribution of interest and principal over the life of the loan. Please write that in your notes. So here's an example. If you were making 6 months of payments, this is the monthly payment, the amount of interest, the principal. As you can see, the amount of interest goes down and the amount of principals goes up. We have 3 formulas for this. So as you can see for this lesson, there is this, principal times rate times time. Well, that is our simple interest. So remember, principal is the money, the rate is the percent, and this time is how much time. For this lesson, time, well, always we go 1 divided by 12 because you're going to find out 1 month. So this is really what you do in step 1. You're going to find the payment to principal, step 2. And 3, the new principal, the previous principal subtract. So how much you still owe, how much you got to pay towards your loan, and this figures out your interest. So let's look at the example. Melinda and Xavier Garza obtained a loan for a used pickup truck. The loan of $1,800 at 8% for 6 months. In the repayment schedule of figure 8.1. Show the calculation for the first payment. What is the interest, payment to principal, and new principal after making the first payment? So again, those are steps 1, 2, and 3. So for steps 1, to find the interest, you're doing the principal times rate times time. Now remember, this is 1 divided by 12, and you actually get $12. Then to find the payment to principal, you're taking that $307, which is their monthly payment. Oh, that's in a different chart, sorry. Oh, I think if you look back here, $307.08 is their monthly payment. Subtract how much interest. They means they paid $295 towards the principal of the loan. Remember, the principal is how much money you have to pay. Then you take the previous principal, okay, which was $1,800, subtract the payment to principal, and you get $1,504.92 is your new principal. This is how much they own now. So this is after like 1 payment. So for the lesson, you will really just have to do these 3 steps. So let's look at an example. Determine the missing amounts in the following table. Here's your amount for interest, the amount for principal, and your new principal. So you have what they bought, how much they owe, the interest rate, and their monthly payment. So everything you need is right in this chart. So what they did to find the amount of interest, they took $1,200 times 12% times 1 divided by 12, and they ended up getting $12. So that's how they found that. Then for step number 2, you'd have to go back to your steps. You're finding the monthly payment, subtract the interest. So here's your monthly payment. Okay, so you would do $106.56, and they subtracted the $12 of interest. And if you, sorry about my whole thing moved here, sorry. If you subtract that, you get $94.56. Now, what's the new principal? We're going to go back and look at that, the steps, which you have on your paper. It's the previous principal, subtract the payment. So previous principal would actually be this $1,200. And we're going to subtract the amount paid to principal, which is $94.56. And you should get 11 1105.44. Okay, so I took this, subtract that, and I get 1105.44. So that's how you do the first one. Now, what you want to do is do the writing more. The loan balance is $3,460 at 10%. The monthly payment is $207.94. This is kind of step one, right? So if you go back here, this is step one. Oops. Sorry. There we go. Step one, step two, and step three. So go ahead and figure these out. Now, if you're stuck, do the best you can. Then after, go talk to Miss Dahlstrom about it. Make sure you know how to do the steps because the practice is very similar to this. Okay. So again, step one is the principal times the rate times 1 divided by 12. That goes in A. Step number two is monthly payment, which you have right here. Match the words, subtract the interest, which you have in A, and you're going to get B. Then to get C, the third step, you're going to take the previous principal, which is $3,460, subtract number two, the amount of the principal, to get the new principal. Okay, so make sure you can do those two steps. Do those, and then I'll put the answers up. So hopefully you got these right. Here's the answers for A, B, and then C, the new principal is all, this is step number 3 is all right here. Okay, let me know if you have questions. Have a great rest of your day.